A funny, friendly neighborhood clown. Isn't that your first thought? Exactly. It was the same first thought of 33 victims of John Wayne Gacy.
So, who is this John Wayne Gacy? Before moving into the crime scenes, let's look at Gacy's life. Gacy was born in March 17, 1947 in Chicago, Illinois. His father is John Stanley Gacy.
Gacy had a rough childhood with his father. He has been physically and emotionally abused by his father in his childhood days. Later on, he has confessed that those incidents may have had a bad influence on him.
At 18, he worked as a shoe polisher in daytime, and at night he worked at a funeral parlor. Gacy was homosexual. After Gacy got caught, he has confessed that in the parlor one day he touched a young man's dead body, and it must be the first time that he has felt that he is not powerless. Gacy has married twice and had 2 daughters. So let's move into the dark story. It was a typical December of 1978. A 15-year-old boy named as Robert Peace, who worked at a pharmacy, wanted to earn few extra bucks. So he told his mother that he needs to meet a guy named Gacy after he shifted the pharmacy to talk about vacancies at Gacy's construction site. The same day was Robert's mother's birthday. Since she was throwing a party, she waited few minutes for Robert, but she left the scene. Time passes and the party ended, but still Robert hasn't came home. So his mom and dad got worried and rushed to inform the police about the incident. Police has discovered that the construction site owner that Robert had an appointment was 36-year-old man named John Wayne Gacy.
First, everything seems well on Gacy. He was a successful businessman in 3 different cities. He had named as the Man of the Year. And not only that, he had many political connections too. This is Gacy with President's wife.
Gacy had a habit of wearing clown costumes. He had 2 characters. This may shows his dual life, Pogo the Clown and Patches the Clown. He played Pogo the Clown for seriously illness kids at the hospital and in neighborhood parties, so everyone loved him. First, he denied that he went to the drugstore at that day, but there were witnesses who saw him. So this made police a bit suspicious and went deep into Gacy's history. Case got a bit serious when they found out that the friendly clown has been sent to prison for attacking a teenager and sentenced to 10 years, but he had got out in 18 months. And this has been the reason for his first divorce with Marlene Mears, because this assaulting had happened on the day that she was giving birth to Gacy's child, so she left him. Furthermore, in 1978, he had invited a 28-year-old guy to smoke some grass in his car, and Gacy had used chloroform to make the guy unconscious and took him to his place and assaulted him. Police haven't charged Gacy, and the case was closed by paying $3,000 to the victim. But sadly, after a few months, the guy went missing. These are not only the times that police has been informed about Gacy. In 1975, an employee of Gacy's construction site went missing, and his family members informed the police and they begged to check on Gacy, but police has ignored. In 1976, police had run surveillance on Gacy's home because of a sudden disappearance of a 9-year-old boy, but still nothing happened. And also, police has been informed about the John in this area that had been picking young men. Gacy's case has been passed to Lieutenant Joseph Cousins. He was a member of Des Plaines Police Department in Illinois, and Lieutenant Kidd also studied at missing Robert Scar. Officer Cousins called Gacy for an interview. "I'll be there in half an hour," Gacy replied. But Gacy had came to the police station 4 hours late. Not only that, he was covered in mud at the time. And another special thing has happened. Also, Gacy's car had been towed near a river at the same day. Police went for a search at Gacy's house and had found a large collection of porn, a pistol, lot of IDs and men's underwear that are not belong to the suspect. In this search, police has found 1978 main West Class High School ring with initials of JAS, and a pharmacy receipt that Robert P.'s mother's lead confirmed that belonged to him. Police didn't have enough evidence, so they went and got second warrant. This time something special happened. One of the detectives has flushed the toilet and smelled something rotten. Police still didn't arrest Gacy since there were not enough evidence, but still they had a thorough eye on him. In 1976, his second wife also divorced him after that he said he was homosexual. Have you ever heard that karma is gonna come one way or another? And this is how it happened on Gacy. One day, Gacy went to his lawyer's office drunk and showed the news about Beast and said, "This boy is dead," and also said that he had been judge and the executioner of many people. Some of them are in the river and some are buried.
Police started to follow up on Gacy and waited for the perfect time. And for the God's sake, that time arrived. Police got caught Gacy red-handed when he was trying to sell some weed to underage young men.
Few days later, police got another warrant to deeply investigate Gacy's house, and they found a tunnel underneath. One of the detectives went in and screamed, "This place is full of kids." And that's how the America's most evil serial clown killer revealed. Police has found Gacy has killed at least 33 victims. Some are thrown into the river and some are buried in his house. And do you remember when Gacy came to meet Lieutenant Kosense? He was covered in dirt and mud. Later found that it was because he had tried to bury Peace's body under his house, and suddenly his wife has called him and she has said that she was on her way. So Gacy has thrown the body to Des Plaines River where his car got trolled later on. Dentists and orthodontists were involved in identifying victims because at the time DNA testing was not very famous. As of August 2024, the most recent victim identified in John Wayne Gacy's case is Francis Wayne Alexander, who was identified in October 2023. He was one of the 6 remaining unnamed victims found in Gacy's crawl space.
It is hard, even 45 years later, to know the fate of our beloved Wayne. He was killed at the hands of a vile and evil man. Our hearts are heavy and our sympathies go out to the other victims' families. Our only comfort is knowing this killer no longer breathes the same air as we do.
John Wayne Gacy was administered to truth serum, especially sodium pentothal, during his time in custody. This occurred in 1970s as a part of investigation into his crimes. He had got the maximum dose of the drug, but still not very valuable information was evaluated. He was imprisoned for almost 15 years and all the appeals that he tried was rejected. And his time in jail, he had a hobby of painting clown pictures. Some of those pictures have been sold and used for prison charities too. After his death, 2 businessmen have bought 30 of the paintings that the Gacy had done and invited the victims' families to burn them. He was sentenced to death by a lethal injection at Stateville Correctional Center in Illinois on May 10, 1994. At that time, 28 of his victims were identified. William Kunkel, attorney, gave the final decision of his trial.
And Gacy's final meal request was a bucket of KFC chicken, 12 fried prawns, a pound of strawberries, French fries, and a Diet Coke. Not only that, Gacy's last words were, "Kiss my ass."